We all know the story of a 46,000-ton ocean liner sinking on its maiden voyage. We point to the obvious culprits: an iceberg, excessive speed, or a distracted lookout. But there is a mechanical problem with that accepted narrative. The frictional force of ice sliding against thick steel hull plates is technically insufficient to slice directly through them. Standard accounts obsess over the final 10 seconds before impact. By doing so, they ignore the most critical physical evidence left on the ocean floor: material failure. If the ice couldn't physically slash the steel, the standard explanation is incomplete. To find the actual cause of the collapse, we have to look past the iceberg itself. A ship this heavy relies on tiny connection points. 3 million individual iron rivets were needed to hold the exterior steel plates together. This microscopic cross-section illustrates the internal makeup of those fasteners. Forensic tests conducted by the National Institute of Standards and Technology on material recovered from the wreck site reveal a distinct chemical signature inside the metal. Early 20th century hull steel contained highly elevated concentrations of sulfur and phosphorus. Alongside those elements, the iron contained thick veins of silicate slag. This is a brittle, glass-like byproduct of smelting, and it was heavily concentrated in the lower-grade iron batches used on the ship. These microscopic inclusions acted like invisible fault lines, mapping a severe structural weakness into the hull at the molecular level. Those structural fault lines might have remained dormant in warmer waters, but on the night of the sinking, the temperature of the North Atlantic was exactly -2 degrees Celsius. This graph charts how the recovered steel behaves at different temperatures. Notice how ductility, the metal's ability to bend without breaking, takes a steep dive exactly at the -2 degree mark. Metallurgists call this a ductile to brittle transition. When the ship struck the iceberg, immense shear stress was applied directly to the right side of the bow. Instead of bending to absorb the impact, the metal gave way. Microcracks rapidly propagated down those thick lines of silicate slag, and the heads of the rivets simply popped off. Without those rivet heads holding them in place, the immense water pressure forced the heavy steel plates apart. The seams of the hull effectively unzipped. The breach occurred because the freezing ocean turned compromised iron fastenings as brittle as glass at the exact moment of impact. To understand why that compromised iron was in the bow in the first place, we have to pull the thread away from the ocean and trace the supply chain back to Belfast in 1911. The Harland and Wolff shipyard was taking on a massive logistical challenge. They were constructing 2 enormous sister ships, the Olympic and the Titanic, side by side. The sheer scale of the project drained their suppliers. The shipyard soon faced a severe shortage of the required top-tier fasteners, known as grade number 4 or best wrought iron rivets. Facing strict production deadlines, management made a boardroom compromise. They ordered the use of lower-tier grade number 3 iron for the curved sections of the ship, specifically the bow and the stern. That grade 3 iron was the exact batch containing the high concentrations of silicate slag found in the laboratory tests. The administrative shortcut kept construction on schedule, but it quietly mapped a severe material weakness directly onto the sections of the hull that would face the most shear stress during a collision. Large-scale engineering failures are rarely acts of nature alone. They are the final physical result of overlooked logistical decisions, lying dormant in the dark until the right temperature and a sudden impact expose the flaw.